Hello FPL managers and welcome back for another video. My name's Jack and today we're discussing our team selection for Double Game Week 22, where we look over how we got on last game week and lock in the team for the upcoming Double Game Week. If you guys are looking forward to more FPL videos, drop a like and subscribe as it really does help out the channel, and click the notification bell as well to stay up to date with the future FPL content, as there's going to be lots more FPL videos coming your guys' way shortly. And with that being said, let's jump into the video. So first of all, let's have a look at how the team got on in Game Week 21. It was a pretty decent game week for us in terms of total points, and we did see a slight green arrow, which was good to see, as this was our first green arrow in 3 weeks. So we definitely have been tanking rank across the last couple of game weeks prior to this one. But quickly having a look at the team in goals, Ward once again couldn't provide the goods for Leicester, as their defense hasn't been very good since the return of the Premier League season. In fact, not recording a clean sheet from game week 17 through 21, and that was a major issue in the team that we are looking to address. Ben White managed to get 0 points as he only played 45 minutes and also got a yellow card in Arsenal's match, which was a bit unfortunate, especially considering looking at the bench. We had Cucurella there sitting in that bench slot with 6 points, as surprisingly Chelsea did keep a clean sheet against Liverpool, as this was a fairly uneventful game, it has to be said. Otherwise, looking at the rest of the defensive assets, Trippier and Akanji both were very good once again, providing 8 and 6 points respectively. Akanji obviously picking up that clean sheet against Wolves, which was good to see. And it was also good to see Akanji get yet another start for Manchester City, as he's really cemented himself as the main starting centre-back in the Premier League for Pep Guardiola's side, as he has been starting in the majority of Manchester City's last 10 to 15 game weeks, which is very, very good to see from a value standpoint as well. And of course, Trippier once again continuing the amazing form that he's been in so far this season, picking up more FPL points and proving why he is one of the best FPL assets in the game right now. Let's have a look at the midfielders though. Rodrigo and Martinelli were the blankers with just 2 points each, whereas Saka and De Bruyne did provide a bit of joy, combining for 15 points between the two of them, as Saka picked up 9 points there with a very well taken goal, and De Bruyne also chipped in with 6. So definitely very good to see there. I'm happy with De Bruyne coming into the team, as since we've brought him in, he has provided a couple of assists for the side and has outscored Mo Salah for points, as we did get rid of Mo Salah to bring in Kevin De Bruyne. So that is a move that has definitely paid off. And with Man City's double game week coming up fairly shortly, I am hopeful for a big De Bruyne haul around the corner. Let's have a look at the forwards now. Haaland was absolutely massive with 34 points, getting himself yet another bag of goals. He's been so good this season, putting quite a few past Wolves in fact in this fixture, and of course picking up triple bonus points, which was good to see for Manchester City. And Harry Kane also recorded 6, which is good to see for him, returning to the FPL point scoring after a brief break in point scoring across the last week. And then Mitrovic just produced the 2 points, as well as he's not been the best since the return of the Premier League season either. So he's definitely a player that we're looking to get rid of, especially with Ivan Toney being such a good option right now. And then, as we discussed, looking at the bench, Cucurella got the 6 points with a clean sheet against Liverpool, which was a bit surprising. And Andreas and Patterson both couldn't record much with 2 and 0 respectively. So looking at our game week 21 point score, 76 overall, definitely wasn't the worst. I believe the average was sitting at around 65. So our rank has taken a very slight green arrow up to 1.2 million in the world. Definitely not the ideal rank to have at this point in time, but we are activating our wild card ahead of game week 22, trying to set up the team for blanks game week 25 and 28 to the best of our ability, whilst also bringing in some key plays which we don't have in the team right now. As I have discussed, are definitely a couple of key problem areas with this team that do need solving. So in regards to transfers for the team, obviously as I touched on, we have activated our wildcard for double game week 22. So there is quite a lot of changes made to the side. Obviously not going to list all of them here. We'll just discuss all of them when we have a look at our team for game week 22, as obviously we haven't taken any hits to bring these players in. So with that being said, let's have a look at our game week 22 wildcard team selection. So after the FA Cup fixtures and EFL Cup fixtures have been played ahead of double game week 22, we do have a lot more information on who's going to be blanking in game weeks 25 and 28. And based on that, I am pretty happy with how this team is setting up right now, as Brentford, Brighton, Manchester United and Newcastle are going to be the 4 teams blanking in game week 25. And with a couple of transfers that I'm looking to make over the next few game weeks, I should be able to navigate those blanks fairly well. First of all, let's discuss the goalkeeper. obviously, as I touched on, Danny Ward was a player that's been really causing some headaches for us with Leicester's defence, and since a lot of other people have either had Ramsdale, who we've got now here in the team, or also a Chelsea option, they have been making a lot of points up on us in the goalkeeper position. So I do think that was a main change that we had to make to the team. So we've brought in Ramsdale. I'm happy with the move, as Arsenal do have most fixtures are being played from now until game week 28. In fact, they don't blank in game weeks 25 or 28. So they're pretty much good all the way through up until game week 32, where they have an unlikely chance of blanking. So they're pretty good in terms of playing consistent fixtures each week. And of course, with the double coming up in game week 23 with Brentford and Manchester City, it's a great chance for point scoring in terms of clean sheets for Aaron Ramsdale. And that is why we also do have the double up with Ben White in defence there. I do think it's key to have at least a double, if not triple up of Arsenal, just considering how many fixtures in the Premier League they're going to be playing. So they're obviously not blanking much, so it's a good chance to have their assets in the team. And with Ramsdale, White, and Odegaard, as you can see here, I'm really making sure we have the maximum possible players playing in all of the game weeks, while also having good FPL assets. Obviously, as we touched on, Ben White's here to complete the Arsenal double up in defence. They've got Everton away this week, which is a great chance for a clean sheet. Plus, as I touched on, that double game week with Brentford and Manchester City, both fixtures are at home, which does make it a lot more tempting to target with triple Arsenal assets. The next one here is Martinez. He's a lot more of a short-term pick, as I touched on, at Manchester United do blanking game week 25, so it could be a good move to look to get rid of those Manchester United assets, as they also have a high chance of blanking in game week 28. So after we have them for at least game weeks 22, 23, 24, we can look to move out those Manchester United assets after that. So definitely more of a short-term punt, and a great way to get in on that Manchester United defence with a good double game week with Crystal Palace and Leeds both at home. Martinez, probably the cheapest starting option in that Manchester United defence right now that's nailed on, as he does have a 98% chance to play according to Fantasy Football Fix. Obviously, not much attacking threat, but he's just there for the clean sheets, which Manchester United have been able to provide quite a few since the return of the Premier League campaign. And of course, Kieran Trippier does remain in the team as well. He is my only Newcastle asset that I have in the team right now, because Newcastle obviously have the blanking game week 25, so just trying to minimise the number of players that we do have blanking in this game week. Looking to the midfielders now, as you can see here, we do have two Manchester United midfielders, so there are obviously going to have to be some changes coming into game week 25 to compensate for this blank game week for Manchester United. The most likely player that I would expect to stay will be Marcus Rashford, as Fernandes next week I am looking to move up to Kevin De Bruyne to not only capitalise on that Man City double game week, but also avoid the Manchester United blank in game week 25. Man City, saying that though, have a good chance of blanking in game week 28, so that is also another transfer that I'm going to have to look to make after game week 25, as if we bring in De Bruyne in game weeks 23, we can use him from game weeks 23 to 27, and maybe look to either bench him or move him out of the team before game week 28, as obviously, as you can see here, if we do bring De Bruyne into the team, we are going to have triple Manchester City with Haaland, Akanji, and De Bruyne, so it is likely to at least see Akanji move out of the team for blank game week 28, as this is going to be quite a big blank game week, and I'm going to need as many players as possible playing for game week 28. Otherwise, looking at the rest of the midfield, Rodrigo and Odegaard do look like two very, very good picks. Obviously, Rodrigo does have the double in game weeks 22. Avoids the blanking game week 25, and is about 50-50 in terms of having a blanking game week 28 as it currently stands, so he looks to be a good option for the near future at least. And Odegaard, as we touched on, doesn't have a blank from now all the way up until game week 32 potentially, based on current cup schedules, so that is good to see for Odegaard. And he does have some of the best stats in terms of Arsenal attackers this season, and I've opted to go for Odegaard over both Saka and Martinelli, as I do think Odegaard has a great points potential, and he's got more expected score involvements so far this season. Erling Haaland and Harry Kane plus Ivan Toney do take the front three slots, as Haaland and Kane are two players not to change in the team, whereas Toney is, as he's definitely a player that I've been looking to get into the team for quite a while now, in fact. And since we did have Mitrovic in this position previously, it was an area of the team that I was looking to improve. Toney does have the second highest XG in the Premier League this season. He's got some good fixtures coming up, so he's definitely an option worthwhile targeting. The main thing that's a concern with him, though, is that Brentford do blank in game week 25 and potentially 28 as well. They have a good chance of blanking, so he's definitely a player that I have to monitor. Probably he's going to be one that I drop down to the bench. along with Rashford and Trippier in game week 25 at least, when Brentford do have the blank. So we'll have to base the team around those 3 players being benched. And then quickly looking at the bench right now, it is Akanji. He's got a good fixture in game week 23, so we'll rest him this week, give him the start next week, and Andreas and Bueno ran at the final 2 bench slots. Bueno's a great pick, as Wolves do have a good chance of a double in game week 25 with Liverpool potentially, so that's definitely a good thing to consider. Andreas as well has a low chance of having any blank game weeks across the next 5 to 6 weeks as well, so he's a good consistent starting option we can rotate into the team when those players, as we touched on in the team, do have a blank in game week 25. He's a good starting contender. Quickly looking at some team statistics, it's just got a squad value of 99.5, so fairly affordable, and we do have 3 million left in the bank. Thanks for watching today's wildcard team selection for Double Game Week 22. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and found it useful. If you did, drop a like and subscribe to show support for the channel, as it really does help us out. And click the notification bell as well to stay up to date with more FPL videos coming your guys' way shortly. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one.